Start call signs.
They are Britain's toughest medics.
CPR in progress.
Stand clear. Checking now.
We will be the people that are going in the direction of where something went bang when other people are going in the opposite direction.
He is armed at the moment with a knife.
The NHS's hazardous area response teams, HART for short, are trained to tackle the most critical cases in the most dangerous places.
I'm going to try and tunnel the way through to you. Everywhere collapsed around me.
No worries, mate.
Could be someone in water, at height, underground, overcome by gas. Whatever it is, our team are there to access them and treat them in those environments.
Created after the 7/7 London bombings, they're in the front line when terrorists strike.
We're here for the big day when everybody's nightmares come true.
It's been confirmed that it is a nail bomb.
Specialists selected.
Have you seen how high up it is?
It's fallen from around 20 foot.
Highly trained.
She's currently trapped in the car by her legs.
There's massive intrusion into his cab.
Never filmed before.
Shotgun injuries to his leg.
Go on, you have to blast me.
These are some of the world's most elite paramedics.
We have got specialist kit, we have got specialist vehicles. People coming in from other agencies and I think it's like a scene out of Thunderbirds.
Hold it.
OK, we need them on a board in a minute, on a collar.
Everyday heroes risking their lives to save others.
This is going to be a major incident.
"24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 16 HART teams are on standby across the UK to deal with the very worst emergencies. In Leeds, this is where Yorkshire's rescue squad is based, and it's fitness day.
32 steps on stepper, 7 half-K in each hand.
There are only 40 HART medics. They face a tough physical test every 6 months.
Nice and steady, Al.
And failure means being returned to regular ambulance duties.
Yeah, we'll just get them down and then we'll readjust the lines.
It's very demanding.
As well as high levels of medical knowledge,
Drilling's going in then, yeah?
each medic has a specialist skill from water rescue to tunnelling or climbing.
All call signs, RTC M1.
But for now, training is put on hold.
We've just had a phone call now to say we've got a job. I don't know what it is. Manny's just coming down now, so we'll get a bit of a quick briefing on it before we head out.
On the M1 in West Yorkshire, there's been a serious accident.
Hotel 1, go ahead.
This lorry appears to be a tanker. And the police are now telling us that the tanker is corrosive, over.
That's all received. Is there any leak from the tanker that they're aware of, ever?
The whole of Papa team is responding. If toxic chemicals are leaking, hundreds of lives could be in danger. This could be a difficult, potentially dangerous operation. Paramedic Paul is the HazMed advisor, the team's expert in toxic chemicals.
HGVs, they take some stopping when they lose control. And he's, hitting a gantry, it's going to come to a big sudden stop. Obviously, we don't want any gases around or anything that we're going to come into contact with, so we need to be getting information as quick as we can, really.
I wanted to update you on this incident. Get out, just looked up the call has been up to police and Paramedic en route to get off the carriageways to over.
Yes, that's all received. Many thanks.
We've now got a clinical supervisor on scene. It sounds like quite a serious incident.
The M1 is blocked. The hard shoulder is the only way through.
Yes, it's on the M1 northbound.
The tanker has hit a gantry. It's carrying a powerful alkali, and it's still not clear whether it's leaking, and the driver is trapped.
Hi guys. Caustic soda. We've got a slight leak down there.
It is carrying remains of a cargo of highly caustic sodium hydroxide. The driver's cab is crushed. Another few inches and the gantry would have killed him instantly.
Can you get access up there, yeah? Yeah. Just push it in.
While firefighters check for leaks, the team must begin working on stabilising the trucker. His abdomen has been crushed.
He's just at the moment just pinned purely by it.
Pinned by
where that's rammed the body back in towards him.
Right. Any pain anywhere?
Very little.
The patient's lack of pain is very worrying. It suggests he may have a spinal injury.
He just couldn't feel his legs, do you know what I mean?
I just need that pulling out. And I'll be able to breathe, I'll be able to get out.
OK.
Paul must get access to the cab. The driver is trapped in a space only 18 inches across.
I want to try and get into cab actually and just have a look at his legs because he is pinned from his waist. Now he's saying he can't feel any pain. It might be that he can't feel his legs. We're not sure yet. Okay. So I do just want to get eyes on his legs if I can.
The driver is in a terrible predicament. If he deteriorates, delivering life-saving first aid will be impossible.
Yeah, we got it. Right, yeah. It's Paul again, mate. I'm above you at this point, mate. Can you, with your left hand, just feel down your leg for me, your left leg. Right, will that move?
That should lift up and I'll get to me leg.
Right. Can you move your feet?
Very little.
It's pinned front steering wheel on his pelvis. So I think it's a lot of mechanical.
So they're going to have to possibly roll dashboard and stuff like that.
His steering wheel's really, really badly compressed on him. TXA, maybe have a bag of fluid ready just in case when we release him if he does, do you know what I mean?
In case the driver is bleeding internally, he's been given the clotting drug TXA. If he does have undiagnosed injuries, his life could be at stake.
Right, mate, I'm going to put a strap round me, and there's a nice gap at the side of his seat, so I'm going to go in there feet first and just see what I can see down there. Limited view from where I am, so I think I'm going to have to get in. Do you know what I mean? And just see if I can shift a bit of gear.
It's the firefighter's job to release the driver. Hart's job to ensure he stays alive during the operation.
It's literally just going to be in case of spreading the door.
Oh, perfect.
So we're going to put the platform in place, use the platform to hold the door whilst we're spreading it, which will help hold his weight. And then once that's hold the door, pull the platform out of the way, open the door, bring the platform back in and onto a board.
First thing I'm going to do, mate, is try and get this armrest out of the way. Is that all right?
Yeah, go ahead, go on.
You let go there. That's sharp behind your leg, isn't it?
On my knee.
Yeah.
He's pushing back on my knee.
Right. Well, that's your dash.
This rescue is becoming ever more complex. The situation is becoming critical.
Ambulance service, is the patient breathing?
Every year, Yorkshire's 999 Control Centre receives more than 300,000 calls to life-threatening emergencies.
Ingested cannabis last night and now vomiting.
Only a handful are so serious they're relayed to the region's bronze commander.
He looks like he's losing consciousness and in and out of consciousness.
And only 1 in 300 is allocated to the heart team.
My son's trapped.
It's an incoming road traffic collision.
At Heart headquarters, the team have at their disposal millions of pounds worth of equipment designed to tackle any emergency. And 100-mile-an-hour response vehicles to carry it.
It can be quite a dangerous job. We're not scared of taking risks, though, if it's to find a patient and treat them.
Hotel 1 to all call signs, industrial fire in Kilnhurst.
In South Yorkshire, a waste recycling plant is on fire. Hundreds of people living next to the plant are in danger.
Obviously, I don't want to get too close.
For Bravo team, it's a 35-mile drive.
Clear left, does it?
Yeah. Been to numerous fires before. We're actually on scene. The people who were involved in that actual fire are dead. So we've got to think about how we reduce that risk on other people. You've got to be thinking all the time, this might be the big one, this might be the big one.
Bloody hell.
I remember we've got police on scene wanting to know your location. Have you managed to get to the RV point?
Yeah, that's a Roger.
BBC Radio Sheffield. Firefighters are at the scene of a fire at an industrial unit in Rotherham. It's thought up to 500 tonnes of plastic could be on fire at the site.
But you can hear gas canisters going up now. There you go.
Hotel 1, Hotel 2. We're just getting some masks out.
Workers at the plant ran for their lives, and one has burns.
You guys able to look at this guy with burnt face?
Yeah, we'll have a look at him.
Yeah, it is.
Hello, mate. All right, how's it going? I'm Tim. What's your name, my friend?
If the man inhaled hot gases from the fire, his life could be in danger.
Right, what language do you speak?
Know how he's got burnt.
Slovakia. So what's happened, my friend?
He stayed behind a machine.
Okay.
He's coming out.
Red-hot aerosol canisters are raining from the sky. The temperature at the core of the fire has reached 500 degrees Celsius.
How's your vision? No. Vision okay? You can see okay? Yeah, and breathing?
He's going in this ambulance.
The worker is lucky to be alive. Tim wants him out of the danger zone and into hospital as soon as possible.
Potentially you've got initial effects depending on what's in it, the people could die, but also there might be longer lasting effects. They might come down with other diseases that need treating for years and years to come.
Hundreds of residents are in danger from the toxic smoke plume.
My big issue is obviously public safety, because substances that are involved in fire. 500 tonnes of plastic, huge skips full of aerosols. They've been pretty much popping off constantly now for about 25-30 minutes. Yeah. It's a bit like popcorn. If we can stop putting in place a bit of a door knock, stay inside.
Have these all been evacuated now?
Negative.
Many of the people who live on the estate are elderly or vulnerable.
If this wind direction changes and it starts heading northwest, we might have an issue then.
The team must make sure all are evacuated to safety. And that means braving the smoke until everyone is accounted for. In the Leeds suburb of Morley, another critical emergency is coming in. Alpha Team is being led today by Simon Rochers for short. And some drivers aren't helping him. A man was working under his car when a jack collapsed. He's trapped.
Information, no patient, not conscious, not breathing.
I think we'll be first on scene with police fire.
Hart and the fire service have only minutes to save him.
Unfortunately, it's not that uncommon, although it sounds like it should be. We've been to one before, unfortunately. Proved to be fatal, that job. 10:21 on scene, fire service in attendance.
Mark Kellett is being crushed by his Volkswagen. He's barely breathing.
He's breathing. Okay. Can I just get in just a quick assessment? Yes. I won't get in your way. We'll carry on working, I'll work around you.
Fire are trying to rig airbags to lift the car. It weighs more than a ton.
Ryan, here, get as many in as what you can.
His breathing's not good. It's not good, his breathing. Let's get it up. Ready? Yeah. Get some bodies ready to drag him out.
Drag him out?
Yeah. As soon as I get him high enough, let's just get him out.
Ready? Ready? Hold it.
Okay.
Keep going. Come.
Within a minute of their arrival, he's out.
Suction. Manpower. We need him on a board in a minute, on a collar.
Rochers is fighting to save Mark.
That's on full. Set on 15, yeah. Not yet, no.
But it may already be too late.
Round the board, yeah? Yeah, if you get... we've got cot ready.
We'll get
Yeah.
His brain has been starved of oxygen since the jack collapsed.
Forget some knobs on him, mate. Right shoulder, right chest.
His wife fought in vain to lift the car with her bare hands. Now she too needs medical help. She's in shock and her palms are cut.
Just try and relax a bit. What's your name?
Joanne.
She's got a cut there where she was trying to lift the car up to get him. That's it, nice and steady.
All right, boss, all right, boss. Can somebody get us a collar, please?
Mark's displaying worrying signs of brain damage.
He is trying to jerk to the left a lot here. OK, fella, OK. He's a little bit agitated. Just a full set of arms, just get a full set.
A doctor has arrived to join the rescue. The plan is to anaesthetise Mark here in the street.
OK.
Get an RSI here?
Yeah, RSI here.
Get an RSI, we need a line in this side as well, and some fluids up, ready? We've got one in so far. His spout is up the airway here. I'm just going to leave it out for a minute. I'm just keeping a bit of a chin lift here going on. Proper agitated.
All right, fella.
All right, it's OK. It's OK. It's OK. Just relax. Just relax. Just relax. Just give that chance for that cat to work. Extremely agitated at the minute. Lift. You can feel pressure on it sometimes, and it affects different people in different ways. Everybody is looking at you, especially if it's quite a large scene with a lot of people around, a lot of the public around, and you've just got to take control and command of this situation and just get on with it. OK, thank you.
Yeah, connecting everything up now. We need full monitoring on. And if we can open the drip up now. Okay,
Mark is being sedated, then paralysed by drugs.
Just waiting for the paralysis agent to work. When that's fully worked, we'll pop the tube in.
He's now deeply unconscious.
OK, I think we're good for a look. There's your arm on the side. Yeah, OK, I've got a view of the epiglottis, view of the cords, take the bougie.
A tube is being carefully slid down his windpipe.
Feel the clicks. Tube on, please. OK, I've got tube, you've got bougie, through the cord.
It will allow his rescuers to take over his breathing so his brain can rest.
Roger, OK. We'll connect up and confirm CO2. Cuff up when you're ready. Yeah, I've got tube misting, seen it go through the cords, and we've got CO2.
Yeah, happy. OK, no worries. I'll get out of the way now.
Nice one, cheers, mate.
Rochers knows that if Mark lives, he may owe his survival to the speed of the fire service extrication team.
Nice work, that. Well done.
Cheers,
thanks.
Mate, thank you.
Quick, straight out. He had airway compromise. I could hear it as well. It looked like he had a stroke.
Yeah, it sounded like a gargling.
It's proper sort of vital side of it. Yeah, he needed to be out fast. We have a good working relationship with the fire service in Yorkshire, but you just got to make a snap decision sometimes, and the fire service will usually be led when it's a patient in a critical condition.
Mark is being driven to hospital. His wife will join him there. Her husband's survival is in real doubt. It's now 2 hours since Bravo team arrived at a blazing waste recycling depot in South Yorkshire, and it's continuing to belch toxic smoke. Hundreds of people living on the adjoining estate are in danger. Many residents have medical conditions that mean the smoke is potentially lethal.
So what we're going to do with our team, we're going to go around with the police and do knock on doors for vulnerable patients, mobility patients and chronic illnesses. Police are trying to get some maps as well, so it's just a bit more methodical. Happy?
Yeah.
Right, wicked.
Hotel 3, Hotel 1, you received.
TLPD patient at number 25.
Windows and doors shut.
Windows, doors shut, don't come out.
And any major health problems we need to know about, yeah?
Yeah. 3 and 4-year-old lad with asthma.
He's just a little lad, about 3, 4-year-old. Right, preschool.
Hotel 3.
But the situation has just got much more serious.
Yeah, roger that, mate.
One extra issue that we are looking at the moment is there's a gas main that runs underneath fire.
Hello, my love. Just making sure you're all okay.
Transco are going to look at isolating it here, but at this time, it's still live.
There's always that threat of what happens if it goes worse. There is always that risk of this could go wrong, and it could go wrong quickly.
Just on an update from fire, acetylene has been found.
How much acetylene we think?
They don't know yet, it was just information that were coming through.
Acetylene bottles can cause devastating explosions. It's been decided to evacuate most of the estate. The risks of allowing people to stay are just too great, but it's going to take time they might not have. On the M1 motorway, firefighters and the Heart team are locked in a desperate struggle to free a trapped truck driver.
Can I get some slack and then I'm going to try and get in a bit more?
Yeah, a bit more slack on this.
So it's between your legs, is it?
Yeah,
I can't see it run back for a minute. We'll give it a try. Just can't get access.
I know you won't be able to. I don't think you will be able to.
Twisted metal is pinning him in his seat. The medics have been unable to properly examine him, and concern is growing.
So, right, I can't get to the seat. I think it's...
Pop the door
and see how we go from that.
When he's finally released, it's possible they'll find he has suffered internal injuries, but all the signs are pointing to a lucky escape.
Are you ready? The cockpit's
I'm happy if you lot are, yeah?
Yeah. I'm just going to keep my hands there, all right? All right, so don't push me too far in. It's all right though, yeah?
Well done, mate. Well done, pal.
No problem.
I'm going to get out of the way and these guys can cut this out of the way now. All right, and then get your leg out.
Right, mate, we're just going to put his bar by your foot.
Firefighters have prized open the driver's door. The next few minutes will be critical.
What's that line?
Matt and the team are standing by to resuscitate their patient if anything goes wrong, but moving him is proving difficult.
How are we doing, buddy? All right?
Yeah, he's a bit tacky, but his chest, from what I could tell, was quite clear. He's complaining of quite a lot of discomfort around where the steering wheel's pinned him, and it's down onto his pelvis as well, so...
Tachycardia is a rapid heartbeat. It's potentially dangerous.
Guys, are you all supporting him?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and free this leg if I can, all right?
No, it's just wedged.
Just wedging, innit?
It's wedged like hell. It's stuck, it's absolutely stuck solid.
Progress is agonisingly slow.
Damo, the base of his seat's turned sort of 30 degrees that way. Yeah. Corner of the, like where the gear stick sits and all that is just right behind his leg. It's just pinning him.
They're having to guess what is preventing his leg from moving.
So, does that want to come through window?
Paramedic Darren knows it's difficult to balance the need for speed against worsening any injuries.
So at the minute, the fire and rescue were setting up to make a relief cut into this A-post, and they're going to try and push it away so we can get further access to his legs, which are trapped.
Impact. Right, bottom of the A-post now, guys.
I feel the pressure coming off everything.
The driver's condition is still causing concern, but the team is remaining optimistic. A scrum of firefighters is supporting his weight. If the cab structure is cut too quickly, sharp metal could sever blood vessels in his leg.
Guys, if you can chase the A-post as we pull with the turfer, yeah? OK? Yeah.
They're using a hand winch to slowly prise it apart.
That leg's coming in, it?
Coming out now.
How are you feeling? All right?
Yeah.
Couple more pulls and it'll come. Keep it going. Yeah, we're out. We're good.
At last, there's movement. The driver's free.
Looks quite intact. He's got a big indentation on it, but the bone's intact. He has got a bleed on the back of his leg, just behind his thigh. He's opened up a little bit, so let's get him out and let's just get on top of that, yeah?
As soon as fire have finished their work, Hart can examine him fully for the first time.
Got it.
Any pain now?
No, not there.
Big breath.
Can't take too deep a breath.
No,
because I've had to steer wheel. Be careful on this left side as you press.
And again.
Using expert judgment to assess his injuries, they are optimistic he's had a miraculous escape.
He's been a very lucky guy, yeah. He's hit, as you can see, a concrete stanchion. They don't give way at all. You know, there's massive intrusion into his cab. Fortunately, he didn't have a passenger because the passenger compartment is absolutely flat. How you doing, mate? It's Paul.
All right, Paul.
How you doing? How are you feeling?
Not too bad. Feel a bit better now that that pressure's off my left leg.
Yeah, good stuff.
But until he's undergone tests in hospital in Leeds, no one will be celebrating.
It's just so deformed in there. You can see the shape of the steering wheel. You know, the intrusion into the cab area just gives you an indication of what sort of impact happened here. You know, it would have been high speed and quite a nasty bang.
The team will return to base and await news from the hospital trauma centre.
A lot of our equipment does come through from the battlefield and from the army, and there are good bits of kit for us to start using pre-hospitally as well.
The team is equipped with a device developed with the help of the SAS during the Gulf War. The Easy IO is a drill which allows medics to pump drugs directly into the patient's bone marrow.
We get some fluid in this 20mm syringe, we put that onto the needle once it's inside the bone, we draw back to make sure that we're in the right position, and then we have to push hard, putting 20mm of saline into it to make a cavity, so the fluid or drugs that we need to put this route will be able to start working on the patient.
Hotel 1 to 1013 and 1021, got a detail.
Hotel 1 to all Hart call signs. Postcode is as follows: Whiskey Foxtrot 12.
9 Bravo Golf over.
Manny and Mike team are mobile to reports of a patient crushed in a factory accident.
Someone's been squished. Something like that, yeah.
Hotel 1 to all Hart call signs, further information.
This patient is under boxes. It sounds like he's had a cardiac arrest and then some boxes have fallen on top of him.
They're heading for a packaging plant in Dewsbury.
It's going to be a case of trying to get to the patient if we can, see if they are in cardiac arrest. If they are, then seeing whether it's regular cardiac arrest or what we'd call a blood trauma cardiac arrest, which changes things slightly with our protocols of what we do.
Travelling in convoy can be dangerous, especially if motorists see one vehicle but not the other.
We've got enough kit. We just need the auto.
An ambulance crew have beaten them to the scene, and they've already freed factory boss Richard Cheetham. His wife found him lying unconscious between two storage shelves. Now the fight is on to save his life.
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay, just pause a second. Right, let's say systole.
Richard's in cardiac arrest.
Might be the medical tech.
As CPR is delivered, they are trying to pump adrenaline into his bloodstream.
We're struggling to get a line in. Whenever monitor went on,
and electrode.
They're going to use the Easy IO.
Excuse me, fella, can you get us some fluid set up? Thank you. Have we got a BM monitor there, Manny? BM monitor. Adrenaline is going in. Fluid's just coming up. Adrenaline's in.
And an ambulance doctor has arrived to supervise Richard's resuscitation.
Thank you.
Who's going to go next on CPR? We'll just start doing every 2 minutes.
I can take over from here now, this is in.
Richard's brain is being bombarded by chemical messages to restore his heartbeat, but the patient isn't responding.
So just thinking out loud, if anybody thinks of anything else that they want to be doing at the minute, or anything that I've not thought of other than the BM, which we're just getting off at the bottom, feel free to shout in. Opinions welcome. I think we'll just wait to see if we can get an output first. Okay, so let's have a quick rhythm check. Okay, stop CPR, rhythm check. So call it asystole, carry on CPR, and adrenaline in, please.
It's a losing battle.
Right, adrenaline in.
Okay.
From my point of view, Hawking was at 33. It could have been down a lot longer than that. We're over 20 minutes.
30 minutes before that.
In my opinion, I don't think there's much more we can do. So the wife's just here, okay, and then unless anybody's got any sort of feelings any other way, I think it should be something. Right, does anybody in the team have anything else they want to do? If not, I think we've done the very best we can. Thank you. Okay, I think we just need to stop. Okay. Fine, okay, we'll stop now. Thank you.
Richard's wife Sharon, who found him collapsed, is there as the team stop CPR.
It's never an easy decision to make, having to terminate a cardiac arrest, because you come into the service thinking, I'm going to save everyone whose heart stops I'm going to get to, and I'm going to make a difference. But actually there are times when you just can't, because the odds are too great against you.
The weather, and it's a hot one across Yorkshire. Temperatures will reach 30 Celsius this afternoon. That's 86 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's high summer in Leeds and Papa team at Mobile.
Nothing yet. Details are very sketchy. We think it may be a fall, but we don't know what it is. We'll find out in the next 3 minutes, hopefully, because that's when we'll be on scene.
People can fall from height and they can have spinal injuries, neck injuries, lower leg injuries, all sorts of injuries, and it is obviously a big concern for us.
The scene is woodland next to a golf course in the Bradford suburb of Hanging Heaton. A golfer called 999.
What's happened then?
It's a young couple, and it's an old quarry and there's a cliff edge.
Yeah.
And she's tumbled up it.
It's clear this could be a very serious case. The cliff is 40 foot high.
If you look good at it, we've got that hole in the golf course above where we're teeing off.
Yeah. Is there an easier way to get in and out? No.
Harriet's showing all the symptoms of a severe spinal injury.
She fell from up there, C-spine, and she's got left shoulder pain, query and fracture, and there's also left leg.
Hiya Harriet, I'm Mark. So when you've fallen, do you remember falling?
I remember hitting my back.
On the way down?
Yeah.
Harriet's lucky she was found.
It's just a normal Monday game of golf with the lads. We were by the fourth tee and we heard a young lady cry for help. Came to investigate and we found her that she'd fallen off quite a ledge and hurt herself. So essentially we just called 999.
Just tell me if it hurts anywhere.
It is that side.
That side there? Where I'm pressing?
Yeah.
All right. But you're all right here?
Yeah.
What about around the back?
Oh.
I'm not touching hard.
She's in agony. Matt is asking for pain-killing drugs.
Yeah, can one of you just bring morphine and ketamine? Be much appreciated. Right, my dad, just going to bob you a little bit of oxygen on you. There we go. You just carry on breathing away as you are doing normally. Sorry, my darling. So what were you doing at the time? Sorry, I know you've probably been asked this already,
Getting
but...
a suntan.
Getting a suntan? What, and you've just... What are you thinking so far, then?
She's
chest and...
Yeah, possibly collarbone, shoulder, and then she's complaining quite a lot of pain under the back of here, and sort of here as well.
What there?
Right in the middle centre on her spine. So she's going to need immobilising. That's lovely. And again.
Getting her back to an ambulance is going to need manpower.
You've got the helmet on your right. You're going up the hill into the trees.
And one wrong move could leave their patient paralysed.
When it comes to treating the criminal, it's obviously you're looking at all the danger elements. Yeah, what is the hazard that's going to be presented to you?
Hotel 112, call signs, got a firearms detail.
Charlie team are heading to Murfield, where police are about to confront a man with an axe.
He's chopping his car up.
Chopping his car up?
Yeah.
But John and Deep know that this could be a serious incident. It's unfolding in a busy town centre, and police fear there could be casualties.
Get tasered before he knows it, won't it?
Martin and Alex are also heading to the scene. They're heading for an initial rendezvous point at the edge of the police cordon.
Whiskey Foxtrot 175 Alpha Alpha, over.
Yeah, roger that. We're still in talks with them in regards to moving a bit closer from a heart point of view. So we'll go for their initial.
There will be some concern what parties have been injured with reference to any sort of weapons, etc. Yes, there is a danger to yourself, but because of obviously being in the heart team, we do wear personal protective equipment, which does minimise the hazard that we may be presented with.
Police are now engaged on the scene and they have deployed firearms to the incident event.
Yeah, roger that. Ambulance already there.
The scene of the incident is a construction site. Armed police have handcuffed a man. His pickaxe is no longer a danger.
It's this chap here.
It's the one with me.
So,
Tradesman Brad has a serious facial wound. His cheekbone looks broken, and there could be other injuries.
We're all right down here. Yeah. Just turn your head slowly to right. Other right. Yeah. Is there any pain when you do that?
Just my face says, mate.
It looks like an argument over money with a developer.
It's clear there's been a bit of a dispute between the chap who's been apprehended and a guy in a car, and he's ended up attacking the car. And whether or not he's got an eye injury, the guy who's attacked the car, he's not really saying how he sustained that.
I don't know how I managed to fall over and that pick landed in his bonnet.
The most unlucky builder.
Loved it. All appearing with guns and everything. I thought, yeah, if I were doing the bad thing, at least you could have shot me dead. That would have been ace.
This is a patient. I know that he may have done something, whatever it is, but he's just as important to the police in a fit state than in a bad state. So we have to do what we have to do and treat him as a patient.
The driver of the Range Rover is being examined by paramedics in an ambulance, but Brad is also going to need further medical attention.
Yeah, he's got a couple of things going on. Obviously, he's got the visible injury to his face. Also, his heart rate was quite high, and in the time that we were with him, it was taking time for it to go down. So, really, there's a couple of things that need to be checked out of hospital.
He'll be taken to A&E in Dewsbury for further tests. The details of what actually happened here today will be established when the police get the chance to talk to the two casualties. In West Yorkshire, Papa team have called for backup to rescue a patient who's fallen down a 40-foot cliff face.
Squeeze on that for me.
Definitely bringing Mibs. Going to be potentially a long carry out.
Feels quite restricted, this area, all right, but it's not supposed to be comfortable. It's just to keep your head nice and still, all right.
The team fear Harriet has broken her pelvis, shoulder, and perhaps her back.
Hi,
All right, guys, how you doing?
Harriet, we're going to put a binder around your tummy, around your pelvis. All right.
Doing really good.
This will feel a little bit tight, but it's not going to hurt. Okay.
Doing really good.
Kids wouldn't be kids unless they were climbing trees, falling out of trees, climbing derelict buildings. We've all done it. Kids are going to continue to do it. No matter how many Xboxes and PlayStations in the world there is, they will carry on continually doing it.
Harriet's been immobilised.
OK, guys, so my command will be ready, steady and lift. OK? Ready, steady and lift. All right? Happy with that?
Mountain Rescue have turned up to help carry her. She's being handled with extreme care. There's a danger her back injury could lead to paralysis.
From her injuries now that we're looking at, see her shoulder was deformed to the point that it was dropping, so we're not sure if that's possibly a shoulder, sort of head humerus or a clavicle, a fractured clavicle or something like that. She's also complaining of pain in her pelvis and around the back of her femur, and also in her lower back. So there's all potentially, large, significant injuries that could, if they are there, potentially sort of life-changing.
Papa team can now relax. Harriet is on her way to Leeds General Infirmary's trauma unit. Matt and his medics will have to wait until tomorrow to find out the extent of her injuries. Four hours after a major fire broke out in South Yorkshire, people living around a blazing recycling plant are fleeing their homes as firefighters struggle to cool acetylene gas bottles in danger of exploding. But the heart team must remain in the danger zone.
Do you want us to carry a bag for you?
Hello there.
You've got your snip and everything. What
It's
you need.
downstairs.
And you've got all your insulin and your tablets and...
Sorry, I've got it.
Allow me.
You can smell it in house, can't you?
Yes.
It's a big decision to make. For me, I try and treat everybody as I want my own family to be treated. So you do see the family groups, you do see the people with pets as well. And again, having a family and that, you do want to protect them as best you can.
Anything else I've forgotten?
Do you want your slippers?
No, forget
Put your slippers.
Just
hold your breath.
Not for too long.
Not for too long, no.
The emergency services are now confident all the local residents have been taken to safety.
They put a 0 on the drive to mean that no one was in when they knocked, and an X to mean that someone was in and they've made contact with the residents.
And the fire brigade are beginning to win the battle to put out the fire. The gas mains have been shut off and the acetylene bottles are now almost at safe temperature. But it's been a close call.
It was quite risky at that beginning with the actual explosions of the canisters and the ball bearings and stuff. So it had to be just being here to provide that support to fire who are in the hot zone, because they can be dangerous missiles when they're coming towards you.
Tomorrow, the investigation into the fire will begin. For the heart team, it's time to return to base and head home to their families after another day in the danger zone.
I think my close family know that I'm in a risky part of the ambulance service. I don't tend to go out my way to sort of explain everything to them. I wouldn't want to frighten them anymore, and I wouldn't want to place any sort of worry on them. We have a job to do, we just have to get on and do it.
The trapped tanker driver was in hospital for 6 weeks with a broken leg and hand injuries. DIY mechanic Mark spent several days in an induced coma after suffering a fractured sternum and a collapsed lung, but is now making a good recovery. Sharon, whose husband Richard collapsed at work, has thanked the heart team for the speed of their response. Richard died from a blood clot on the lung. Brad, the man with a pickaxe, received treatment for a severe facial injury and 3 months on is still suffering pain from the wound. And Harriet, who fell 40 foot down a cliff, was found to have suffered severe bruising but no fractures.